Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Good evening, I'm Jen Ah. Thanks for joining us on 7 at 7. In top stories, sponsored by Nevada Hand Silver Sky Assisted Living Community. Learn more at nevadahand.org. A major concert and event giant, AEG Presents, has strict new requirements to prevent the spread of COVID for those looking to see major performances, including Celine Dion and the Day in Vegas Festival. Review Journal's John Katzlamides explains.
If you want to see the headliners at the theater at Resorts World Las Vegas or the theater at Virgin Hotels Las Vegas, or attend the Day in Vegas Festival at Las Vegas Festival Grounds, you're going to have to prove that you've been COVID vaccinated. This is a new directive issued by AEG Presents. AEG is the second largest concert promoter in the world. We already know, too, that the Smith Center is going to require all of its patrons and staff to be vaccinated. That facility opens up again in September.
Thanks, Katz. In other news, the Injured Police Officers Fund held a fundraiser for the mother of two who suddenly lost her husband. Trooper Micah May was just 46 years old when he was struck during a car chase on I-15. This Heroes Live Forever fundraiser sold T-shirts, masks, and other items today, with proceeds going to his wife, Joanna May, and their two young children. You can still make donations at ipof.vegas. And we're learning more about what led up to the big break in Metro Police's 32-year-old cold case on the murder of 14-year-old Stephanie Isaacson, accomplished with tiny DNA evidence, 12/10 of a nanogram of DNA. It was a long journey that began with local entrepreneur and philanthropist Justin Wu's donation to Othram Lab in Texas. To read the full story, go to lvrj.com. Now to your weather, sponsored by 1 Hour Air. No matter the season, no matter the reason, 1 Hour is here for you. We're looking at a humid night with lows dipping down to the 80s and possible thunderstorms with winds coming through from the southeast. Friday is expected to be much like today, partly cloudy with highs around 105 and more rain. Things start to heat up over the weekend with drier conditions before we start cooling off early next week with more sunshine. In business, sponsored by Bank of Nevada, Bank on Accountability. A Texas developer is expanding in southern Nevada with two senior housing projects in Las Vegas and Henderson. Review Journal's Renee Summerhour has those details. Renee?
Jen, Southern Nevada has long been a popular place for retirees, giving its near year-round sunshine, relatively affordable housing costs, lack of state income taxes, and ample casinos and golf courses. Sparrow Partners announced that it broke ground on a 173-unit complex in southwest Las Vegas Valley and a 189-unit project around the Inspirada area of Henderson. Both are scheduled to open in mid-2022.
Sparrow Partners is doing these projects, I think in large part because Las Vegas has always been a very popular place for retirees. Going back decades, it's near year-round sunshine. The housing costs here are relatively less expensive, especially compared to other markets in California and on the East Coast.
Sparrow, founded in 2017, operates 10 so-called active adult communities and has several more in various stages of development. Its projects in southern Nevada are its first in the region.
And in health, sponsored by 4M Dental, love your smile again. Just days into the start of the school year, 24 students are in quarantine due to possible COVID exposures at Coral Academy of Science, Las Vegas's Windmill campus. And over in Henderson, a person tested positive for COVID at Foothill High. The principal says anyone exposed to that person will be notified. As for Thursday's COVID numbers, overall new cases and deaths remain steady in Nevada. However, hospitalizations have declined from over 1,300 to 1,276. Now to entertainment, sponsored by DiscoverNevada.com, brought to you by Travel Nevada. Henderson is bringing some Afro-Latin fusion to August night's summer concert series. Grammy-nominated Plena Libre combines Afro-Puerto Rican influences to create music that will make you want to dance. Tickets can be purchased online through the City of Henderson. And just weeks after opening, Chris Angel's new restaurant is closing down. Angel shares on Facebook the plan is to expand and reopen Keblip sometime in August. The eatery is located in Overton in Northeast Clark County.
Here's your sports update, sponsored by Station Casinos STN Sports. Download the app and get a bonus up to $500 when you sign up. Raiders backup quarterback Marcus Mariota was not seen at practice on Thursday due to a sore leg, according to head coach John Gruden, which now puts a question mark towards Mariota's availability for Saturday's preseason game against the Seahawks.
No, he's had really good practices. He had I think his two best practices. Practiced great in the stadium. He got hurt on the last run where he scored a touchdown on a zone read. I don't think it's serious. We think he's going to be fine in a few days. But a couple of the turnovers the other day had a lot to do with his injury.
Sports betting, sponsored by Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop. The Los Angeles Dodgers are still minus 125 favorites at Caesar Sports to win the National League West, though they remain 4.5 games behind San Francisco in the division. The Giants are even money to hold off the Dodgers for the title, and the San Diego Padres remain on the fringes of the race at 22-1. With all of that said, the Dodgers are still the favorites to defend their World Series title at plus 250.
In Lifestyle, sponsored by Oakmont of Las Vegas Assisted Living and Memory Care. The best care for the best life. For those of you getting ready for game day, Raiders versus Seahawks, it'll be the first time fans can see the game at Allegiant Stadium in person since the pandemic began. A really big day, but organizers say no before you go. Parking lots open at 2, gates open at 3, and kickoff at 6. And if you want to bring on a carry-on bag, it can't be bigger than 4.5 by 6.5 inches unless it's transparent, clear. Then it can be as large as 6 by 12 inches. And everyone must wear masks, even those vaccinated. Over at the Venetian, someone became a millionaire off a $5 bet. The guest wishes to remain anonymous and reportedly was playing on the Wheel of Fortune slot machine, the wild red sevens, when the lucky symbols lined up to win the $1.5 million jackpot. Congrats! Now, the Review Journal is owned by the family of Dr. Miriam Adelson, majority shareholder of Las Vegas Sands Corporation, which owns the Venetian. Thank you for watching 7 at 7. If you have Amazon Fire TV, just search Review Journal to download our channel. Watch Las Vegas breaking news streaming live on your OTT device. We'll see you back here for more 7 at 7 tomorrow. Sweet dreams.
Review Journal Studio, sponsored by Adam Kuttner. Get the maximum settlement as quickly as possible. This 7 at 7 update, sponsored by Pro Group Management. You're watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal.